Welcome back to my conclusion of Colossians 1:15. In the first part of this video and article, we examined Colossians 1:15.
Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. Colossians 1:15.
What did we discover in Colossians 1:15? We clearly saw, as Paul said, Jesus is the image of the invisible God, which is simple to understand. Jesus can't be the same God if he is the image of that invisible God, proving Jesus is not that same God he is the image of. We also see how Paul did not say Jesus is the invisible God, but defines and explains the clear difference between Jesus as being the image of his invisible God. We also saw that Jesus being the firstborn over all creation does not mean Jesus was the first person to exist and pre-existed his flesh, as many believe. But instead, we saw what Paul meant was in the next coming verse of Colossians 1:18, saying, "Who is the beginning, firstborn out from the dead." As we also see in 1 Corinthians 15:20, the first fruits of those who have fallen asleep. Just as we read in 1 Corinthians 15:23, Christ the first fruits. And in Acts 26:23, the first to rise from the dead. And in Revelation 1:5, the firstborn of the dead. So, as we have clearly seen, as Jesus is the firstborn of the dead, Revelation 1:5, this makes Jesus the firstborn over all creation, Corinthians 1:15, which all took place after Jesus' death and resurrection. This then simply proves Paul is also referring to after Jesus' death and resurrection as the firstborn over all creation, Corinthians 1:15, and not the first person to ever exist. Friends, please join me again in my next coming video, my conclusion of Colossians 1:16. See you there.